How's it going, guys? Welcome to Monday's upload. As you can see, my walls are packed. I'm almost ready to go. Just gotta, toss some things together, but we're gonna be taking care of that today, tomorrow, Wednesday. So I got a guest narration planned for Wednesday. Not sure if I'm actually gonna have a video on Friday. If I can, I'll probably upload it from a friend's house or something like that. This is probably the last match you're gonna see from me, like, in this apartment right here, like this backdrop. You're actually going to start seeing my house from now on. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and bring you a fantastic match I have with someone by the name of SiZZirP. I'm sure you all know him by now. And we'll go ahead and play that back right. I'm not even having to lean forward for this. I learned how to do this yesterday. Yeah. Okay. Now. Okay, so we said UU, so I kind of brought like a fire, water, grass core thing. I kind of figured that might do the job against them. I didn't want to go super serious, but at the same time, I was like, anyways, he's going to lead with a SiZZirP. I'm going to go ahead and lead with Deoxys. Now, suspecting the U-turn, suspecting me to be scared of it, and him wanting to get scouting initiative, I stay in and I go for the Reflect. But he wouldn't have known what screen I set up until he switched out to something else. So he actually ends up going for the Yawn. I don't want to stay in and get my light screen and have sleep fodder, so I go out to Arcanine. So I do have the Reflect up if he wants to go for the U-turn now if he has it. And he actually decides to set up spikes, and I'm like, okay, that's cool too. So I've got the Reflect up and I've got Intimidate. He sets up 2 layers. I think he actually does end up getting all 3 layers, or I think he gets 2. I think 2 is what he gets, because I'm feeling hurt, like, later on in the match for sure. But wouldn't you know what, he sashed, and looking at it, he used 11 letters in his name. What are you doing? You can't do that. The game doesn't like that. So got a bunch of weird-ass letters and stuff. And then he sends in his Dusclops, so I decided to go for the Flare Blitz, predicting a... Actually, no, I go for the Extreme Speed. Never mind, I'm not going to predict that aggressively. Okay, so here is where I go for the Flare Blitz. I decide why not. Maybe he'll go for the Will-O-Wisp on the switch and over-predict or something. I don't know what he wants to do. But I get the Crit and the Burn, which is ridiculously awesome, especially against Dusclops. I mean, it absolutely, threw off any momentum he might have had in that moment. And, he now has to go for a plan B, because it's a double down from Seismic Toss, Flare Blitz recoil, Life Orb recoil, anything you want to name it. I pretty much killed myself there, but if I killed off Dusclops, then hey, that's good. So, I got a little bit of Spikes damage as it's back to SiZZirP versus Deoxys, back to the original plan there. And I end up getting a Toxic kill, because this thing doesn't have any attacks. And I figure a SiZZirP is not bug poison, so I'm just going to go for it, and I get a Toxic kill, so whatever. I think on the next turn, I actually also decide to stay in, not wanting to get anything else tricked. I mean, as long as I can come in, get a screen, and then get out, that's fine. And I don't want to give him, like, lefties or, God forbid, anything better than that. So what I really wanted to do is I really wanted to get that thing Toxic. But I thought I went for the light screen, I went for the Toxic, which makes more sense than a Uxie, because it's not like Uxie's going to hurt me. But he gets his Rocks up now, so he's got 2 layers of Spikes and Stealth Rocks up. And that's going to kind of hurt. And on top of that, my Reflect's down, so I can't do shit about it. He T-Waves predicting the switch. I just decide I want to stay in here and burn Sleep Turn since his SiZZirP is gone. I might as well do it in front of Uxie versus anything else. But here he goes for the U-turn, I guess expecting me not to wake up. And I finally get the Toxic on that thing, which is really going to help later. Seeing as how when he tricked me his item, he did not have Lumberry or anything of the sort. You wouldn't want to trick a Lumberry, that's stupid. Anyways, go for the Toxic again, predicting the switch or the U-turn. And wouldn't you know it, I missed twice. I thought Toxic had boosted accuracy. Like, what the fuck? 90 accuracy? I think it is. 85 or 90. Or it got boosted from 85 to 90. And I missed it twice. What is that garbage? Okay, so take a little bit of Stealth Rocks damage, 2 layers of Spikes. As you can see, especially on a Melodic, it hurts quite a bit, but I do have leftovers. So he's actually just going to switch out to Uxie. I don't really mind. Uxie can't really do anything to me. It can trick away my leftovers, which I kind of really didn't want at the moment, so I was like, yeah, I'll get my Light Clay back. And then I forgot about Hazard, so I ended up dying. And I was like, God fucking damn it. So he doesn't get to trick me, but at least I get a turn of Toxic damage racking up, so I'm not really complaining, I guess. Not like Deoxys is going to get a safe switch in anyway. So I go to Staraptor since I do have the safe switch now. And I think, yeah, I already saw Thunder Wave, so I'm thinking he might want to go for it now, so I go for the sub. Maybe one of his first times running into a sub Raptor. This was back when I used to run a sub on Geets and he didn't used to be reckless. But yeah, that actually lets Toxic damage rack up too. I'm going to go for the Roost. Knowing that he can't really do much to me. I mean, he can U-turn, but he's intimidated. So if that breaks the sub, then he'll be, very lucky, to say the least. I don't remember if he does, so moment of truth here. No, it doesn't, so that's cool. So I still have my sub. I have full health. And he now has to go out into Azumarill because he went for the U-turn. And I don't know what kind of Azumarill this is in the moment, but he told me later in the match, so I won't spoil it until then. But he's got Aqua Jet going on. I wish I got the Intimidate on this thing. And Brave Bird does a lot. Fizzy, you would be proud. But gonna go ahead and switch out, I believe, after this, not wanting to take it. Or not wanting to take the Aqua Jet, because Azumarill does have, you know, a really high attacking stat thanks to huge power and such. So I go out to Melodic, do take a lot of damage, but I should be able to take the Aqua Jet quite nicely, since I did look at this Melodic finally, and I learned I'm running a defensive set with max HP, and I think either a substantial amount or max in defense. So I'm running a lot, which means I'll be able to get a lot back on the switch, because he's not going to want to stay in. And that's good. That means I should be able to take this Kyurem's hits somewhat nicely, depending on what he goes for. If he goes for the Draco, I'm not invested in special defense, but Melodic has quite a lot of natural special defense bulk to the point where I should be able to take at least one, barring Specs variance. And looking at the damage of that Ice Beam, it doesn't really... I'm a little vague on it. Like, I don't know what he could be running. It kind of looks like Scarf damage versus Specs, since I'm not running anything, but I can't really guarantee anything yet. I believe I'd figure it out at the end of the match, but... I'll go for the Ice Beam because it's neutral and Kyurem. In comes Yuxi, and it's like, whatever. So, and now he finally goes for the trick to get rid of my leftovers, and I decided at that point that getting toxic damage racking up on him and getting a free hit on him would be a little bit more valuable to me, since I didn't really want Light Clay on anything else. Not like I wanted Light Clay on this thing anyway, but the residual damage on toxic is going to help to the point where he can, you know, he'll just end up dying to one hit later. So he goes for the U-turn, decides to preserve it as switch fodder, get a little bit of damage in. And I think I just ended up going for the SiZZirP again, why not? He's got this thing left, and he's got Kyurem left. If I had, you know, Rocks up, that would have been nice. But I do predict the switch and go for the Ice Beam. Not like it really took much of a prediction. But I do get a crit, which is kind of unfortunate. But as you're going to see later in the game, it really doesn't come into major play. But he goes for the Focus Blast, expecting that to do a little more. And that kind of confirms it for me that he's Scarfed. Because that doesn't do as much as I thought it would, especially, you know, if it's not resisted. And that thing does have a pretty high special attacking stat. So he goes out to Yuxi as fodder, so I go for the Ice Beam, you know, nothing big there. And I think all he has left at this point is Kyurem and Azumarill, if I'm not mistaken. So it turns out I'm faster, because fuck if I know why. I don't remember what nature I'm running on this thing, or if I'm running any speed at all. It'd be silly if I was, but I know I'm running HP, something super effective against water, and he went and calced the crit, said it didn't matter, because he's running an offensive one with attack and speed as opposed to attack and HP and whatnot. But in comes Mamo, hits me with an Earthquake, kind of hurts a lot, but, you know, I'm good for, you know, being able to take it out, I guess. You know, SiZZirP doesn't miss, and I do get a crit there as well, just to kind of put more salt in the wound, but honestly, I really am not thinking that one mattered, because Melodic has a decent special attack. Mamoswine has piss poor special defense, piss poor. So he goes for the Ice Beam, which kind of confirms to me that he's choiced, you know, for the third time in a row, because I think he forgot what I had left, and he didn't really have any other options thinking about it. But here I'm seeing that he's locked into Ice Beam, so I'm like, why not? We'll go into my Cobalion. And we'll take the Ice Beam. I don't know how well we'll take it, because I know Cobalion has a way better defense. I'm not sure what its special defense stat is. But it's a resisted hit. I'm expecting to take at least 2, with or without lefties. Looking at that, it's probably going to be, you know, regardless. So he goes for another Ice Beam, and I believe I just go ahead and close combat him for the win, which is why the Ice Beam crit from earlier didn't really play any major play. The only thing I want to say that really kind of sucked was the Flare Blitz one right at the beginning. That was, ooh, that was harsh. I felt that. I'm sorry, dude. But other than that, it still made the game pretty interesting. So there is today's game. I don't really remember when this match was taken, to be honest. If anything looks weird in the tiers, just remember it was an old match, and, you know, we're good from there. But that'll do it for today. A little bit of a long one, as you can see. Got featured videos, stuff. Today's Monday, right? Yeah, I got something planned for Wednesday. If I can bother to think that far ahead, I might do some advanced planning for Friday. But for now, I will see you guys probably next Monday. And if I can arrange something, then you'll get a special treat on Wednesday for Wi-Fi battle number 200. So stay tuned, and I will see you guys next week.